Surfmo. This character has had potato MP damage pretty much since she came out. Only thing is, like, Black Rail was in the game since its release, so if you had a good Black Rail at the time, Mordred's damage, especially at higher copies, wasn't that big of a deal. She was pretty much the only arts looper in the entire game for a very long time, before arts looping was really even a thing. You only had Tamamo and Waver at the time, so that's why, like, you don't see the crazy refund numbers that you see in year 10, but that's just kind of how a game evolves. The funny thing is, they buffed her MP gain too, and what it used to be was Summer Ibukis. They both have 5-hit MPs, so yeah, like this is the character that Ibuki got inspiration from, and why Ibuki is so fucking infamous in spamming her MP turn after turn after turn, usually without fail for most people. Like Ibuki is one of those higher tier characters that usually doesn't run into problems. Surfmo, same exact looping profile, losing the MP game, but like we can have a conversation on that later. Um, because I would take a higher base number over an MP gain buff any fucking day of the week. Because higher number here means that any other MP gain buffs do more. It's 10% of 40 is 4. 10% of 70 is 7. Uh, if you increase 40 by 10%, it goes to 44, and the 10% of that is 4.4. You do that for 70, it's 7.7. It's 77 and 7.7. Goes up by a percentage for a reason. You always want a higher base number than trying to buff up a low number, because there's only so much you can polish a piece of shit before you realize this is a piece of shit. It smells like shit. I have shit all over my hands. That was Mordred's MP damage. Now it is a lot better. Usually with MP buffs, MP 2 becomes MP 1, and it goes like that. Something to note of where, honestly, it's good that this hasn't been updated. Plushy, thank you for not updating this so far, because you're making my life easier. Thank you very kindly. So yeah, MP1 damage, 14k. She was with the actual low stars, but her MP2 somewhat was not even somewhat. It is respectable. It's up there with these non-buffed SSRs. Like this 20,000 damage, which is like much more standard now, even if you're not an SSR. Like Da Vinci Rider, she's like crammed in with these 4 stars and some 5 stars that just haven't gotten buffed at MPs. So yeah, 19 would easily put her right here, but there was more to her MP than just an MP buff. So we're just gonna move down here pretty quickly. Face cards. I'm gonna be real. You're probably not worried about face cards because again, her damage, it's not that her face card damage is bad, but it's like she doesn't have crits. She doesn't have crit buffs, and Castoria doesn't give crit buffs. So you really shouldn't be relying on critting. Number one. Number two, she needs stars to crit, and I'm pretty sure her star gen buff is only for 1 turn, and it's not like a crazy 100%. If I'm pretty sure it's not 100%. I think it's like 30. Yeah. Also, going back to that, she's a rider. Riders have pretty not good star gen. Like, it's not Archer, but it's not that much better. So being able to crit on these cards, probably good luck. If you do it, you'll probably get good refund. Mighty Chain actually would probably do some decent damage. Like she doesn't need her arts cards to really get back to her MP. Like honestly, a Mighty Chain for her would probably give her all the refund she would actually need. 4-hit extra attack, not great by today's standards, but they're not I don't think they're going back to hit counts, which is why one of the tier list videos I got scrapped, even though I fully recorded it. Like I couldn't stand looking at that shit. So first skill and basic, but we're just running through these. Art's up 30% on a 5-turn. This is probably gonna get buffed in the future. I would say she would get a dodge, but she already has a dodge, so that's not happening. Wouldn't be surprised if they actually let Mordred crit in the future, because you can slap at least one other effect on here, like something small, and it would be more than enough. Oh, okay, 50. So 1-turn dodge, 50% on a 7? This has a higher priority of getting buffed. What the fuck? No. Okay, stop. Reduce this cooldown by 1. Turn this to 3 turns. Slap some other effect. Slap either star per turn, crit, something with stars. No, because this is pissing me off. I'm being reminded of why Mordred, like, you only care about leveling this skill. You kind of level this. It's also too long, but it has guts. No, because this is like a worse battle continuation too. Okay, so here's the real thing. I'm looking at Mordred's skills, and I'm shit talking her skills so much, but she's one of the characters that her skills don't fucking matter because her base stats are that fucking good. Like, Castoria gives her everything she really needs. Like, being completely honest, if you have this leveled versus you have this not leveled, if you're using double Castoria, it doesn't matter. It's a difference of 10% arts. And I can promise you with Summer Mordred, 10% arts is not going to be the difference between you looping 95 and 100. It's going to be the difference of you looping 130 and 150 or something stupid like that. Probably not 150, but it'd be closer to 130 to 140% MP. Her skills really don't matter. Not how things are now. At MP1, yes, you're going to run into damage problems. But Mordred is not a looper that relies on overkill like a lot of others. Like, without getting overkill, she still loops, I think, in the 80s. Like, even if she doesn't kill, like, I think she actually fully refunds her MP and or comes, like, so goddamn close to it. You really can't say that much about much other loopers. Most of them require getting kills. Most of them require getting a lot of hits of overkill, especially quick. But yeah, if you're starting from 0, and you want to, like, save batteries in case you need it, definitely not against that. 30% battery, and you use a pen 2, you're at 50. 1 Castoria's all their buffs, you pop on her, and she's good to go. I don't advise that. I prefer doing, like, small batteries first, like the 20s, and then another way to get to 100, but it really doesn't matter with Mordred. Like, normal arts looping rules, like how I do it, kind of just get thrown out the window because this character doesn't need the help. Magic resist 17.5%, arts up passive 5, and base star gen up 5%. So she has better star gen than pretty much every single other arts rider out there, but it's like, do you want to compare Mordred to other riders in star gen, or are you gonna compare her to assassins that actually make stars regularly? Like, again, it's like you're praising a Little League champion when or no, not literally, minor league champ. Like, you're praising a minor league star hitter compared to, like, a batter that's on, like, the Mets, Dodgers, Red Sox. Like, that's kind of the comparison. It's like, This is nice. It helps. But it's like, this is not the class that you usually go to for Star Gen. This is the only one that matters. Mordred does need other buffs. I do not know why it took them 10 years to realize that. Her skills are bad. There's no reason to really level them. If all you're doing is doing QP farming, there's no reason for you to even level this one, if I'm being completely honest. Not with how much ease of use we have to like decent art supports. Paracelsus, Shufu, Asclepius, and a lot more characters are coming out that have arts buffs, arts plus batteries, arts plus MP gain, just raw MP gain, but a shitload of it with a battery. Looking at you, Madam President. All right, moving on. Still not updated. Okay, so we're back here, just like Matahari video, because this is not out yet. Okay. MP, what it originally was. 2 no effects. So you know she actually got 2 effects before damage. Damage to all enemies. Chance to drain. Oh, yep, sorry. Sorry, looking at it weird. Here. Yeah, we're looking at it for here, for enemies. So, 50% chance to drain on OC. Yep. Again, if you misread something on this because of how it's written in code, gotta be careful. So, buff. Normal MP damage scaling. MP damage ramp up. I have been saying Mordred needed this for years. Only thing is, it's at a low amount at 10%. It's not the 20 I thought we were gonna get. She does have 20 though here if she's on water side. And to be fair, Mordred didn't really have the normal summer water side shit from the beginning. Like, she was kind of like the only... She might have actually been the only one from Summer 1 that didn't come up with, like, the Summer Charisma, like, Beach Flower, whatever it is. I don't use many characters from Summer 1, so... yeah, that skill specifically is slipping my mind right now. But yeah, if she's on water side, she gets 20% MP damage. But she ramps up 10% every turn, scales up to 30. You also have to remember how much Mordred actually ramps up, or not ramps up, actually refunds. I don't think it's outside the possibility that you can... I'm not saying you hit 300% every time, but you might honestly consistently hit, like, overcharge too. Like, you might actually loop enough for 200%. The second and third waves, because also this applies before damage. You don't have to worry about this not stacking with Oberon or Black Rail when you're calculating damage. Nope, before damage. Same with this. So base floor is 30% on turn 3. It's a little more realistic to be hitting 40 than even, I want to say, Summer Ibuki. Summer Ibuki, I think, would, if she's not able to card after, she would be struggling to hit like 200% on 1 MP. Rider Mordred, that is not the case. Not the case. But drain chance is staying the same. And again, she got, and you see the updated scaling there. Back over here. Bond CE. 20% MP damage while she's on the party. Now, doesn't that buff fucking make sense now? I'm telling you, chat, like, they have the plans years ago. It's just like something happened and their production on like getting buffs done like got slashed in half. Partially, I do want to think it's because of how long-reaching the Lost Belt Saga like actually went. Pretty sure they didn't even think it was gonna last this long. But yeah, no, the MP damage here makes a lot of sense. Definitely not saying you should grind your Mordred for more MP damage, because that's really fucking stupid. If you're like giving up Black Rail to give Mordred this, it's like, and even for the grand rituals, you would not be grinding your Mordred to give her this, and I doubt. I don't even want to say like Ryder isn't going to be AOE. I feel they might just because of how many there are. At the same time, if it's single target, Ozymandias is clapping it, or not Pretender, Cinderella. But yeah, that is Mordred. She needed this buff. She needed this buff years ago. And I honestly think it is just like too disappointing that people like. If you were gonna wait this long, could you? I don't want to say I wanted them to give her like a more scuff scaling, like 20 to 30, because that's really stupid. Like I would never want 20 to 30 scaling on MP damage with overcharge. It's such a small increase. There's no point. Like 20 to 40 base on a ramp up like this for her specifically. Yeah, no, I feel this buff was gimped mostly because they didn't want Mordred to be like that much better than, or hitting that much harder than Da Vinci Rider. Obviously, you're going to use Da Vinci Rider for purposes far outside just farming. It's a fucking engine that makes it so all your art supports are actually MPing consistently. Well, she pretty much has to do nothing. So, like, you pair her with Tomomo and, like, any other art support, probably Castoria, and you're just, like, you're not taking damage, and your skills are never off cooldown. You can't do that with Mordred because Mordred is not charging after MP like Da Vinci does. And for Tomomo and Castoria, they would want that if you're not spamming Arch Chains. And even if you are spamming Arch Chains, they'd still want Da Vinci Rider over Mordred. What a surprise. An Artoria face that would prefer another person other than Mordred. I'm sorry I had to make that joke, but I couldn't just leave it on the shelf like that. Hopefully Mordred gets her real father, Lartoria Lancer, because she's the only one that treats her like, that actually treats her like she's her child or something. Basically, yeah, no. Lartoria is the one that actually treats Mordred like a child. Hopefully that Artoria finally gets her summer form. Please. But I'm more hoping for Summer Koyan than Lartoria, if I'm being honest. So, all right. I want to stream now. Peace, chat. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you enjoyed, drop a like or sub. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.